into it. Get you to just come to standing. We'll find a nice tall spine here and just let the shoulders roll back and down a few times here. Let the tension just drop out of the shoulders. And then just gently letting the hands fall down by the side. Elevating the eyes, so just lifting nice and tall. So from here, just take your head over towards me, so turning the neck. And then just drawing it back through center. Now turning your head away from me. And then coming back through center. Gently take your eye gaze, lift your chin, lift your head up. And then drawing it through center, and then we'll take it down, feeling that nice stretch up the back of the neck. Take a breath in and just let the head float on top of the spine here. We'll sweep the arms all the way up, pressing down evenly through the feet, and then exhale, circle the arms out wide, dropping your chin to chest. Start to follow the nose and slowly rolling yourself down. Gently scooping through the tummy here. It's a little lift. Fingertips will brush the floor, and remember, just bend the knees as much as you need. Give your head a shake no and a nod yes. Inhaling here, try to send the breath to the back of the ribs and the lungs. And then exhale, slowly start to stack your spine, just noticing any parts of the body that are feeling a little tight. Continue to sweep those arms up and over. And exhale, coming down again, chin to chest. Rolling yourself down, feeling each part of the spine lengthen, stretch. Any sort of wriggles down at the bottom again, move however you need. Inhaling and exhaling slowly to come all the way back up. Tailbone tucks under. One more here, sweeping those arms. And exhale, coming all the way down, just letting the arms and the head be nice and heavy. Now here, I'm going to get you just to walk your hands out, coming into an A-frame or a downward dog, and just start to pedal the feet, taking them up and down, getting to know the backs of the legs, maybe a nice little massage there. And as you're focusing on your legs, just shift your awareness back up into the shoulders and the arms, and you're staying really strong through the upper body here as well. Try not to collapse or sink down into the shoulders there. And then when you're ready, just dropping the knees onto your mat. We'll just continue to move here. So moving through a cat-cow, sinking the belly, opening the chest, and then taking it the other way, scooping underneath. Really press the mat away. I'm feeling the shoulder blades really stretch. Apart, scooping all the way up. Let's just go for 5 rounds of breath here. Just continue to move. Just make sure we're all on mute. And feel free just to move the head and neck, take it into the sides. And just sitting back onto the feet, curl yourself into a little ball. Let the head just rest onto the floor. And if it feels nice for you, just take a little rock from side to side. If this is way too intense for you, maybe just stay with the cat-cow. Sometimes the knees aren't the happiest in this position. And just continuing to take those deep conscious breaths. When you're ready, we'll just make our way back up onto hands and knees if you're not there already. Just bringing the hand that's closest to the camera. Just bring those fingertips up to the temples here. So the opposite hand is really strong. You've got 3 legs of a chair or a table. And then we're going to just take a breath in here to prepare. And then as you exhale, start to open on out, following that elbow. Inhale as you just take it back, shoulders square off to the floor. And then exhale, think of your spine wringing out. And again, inhale back as you face the floor. And exhale here. I want you to feel as if someone is pulling you very gently by your elbow up towards the ceiling. You might be able to feel this down near your hips, down through the ribs. And then just popping that hand down. Just give your other wrist a little roll here, and it can be a little wristy. I'm going to use the same hand, so don't swap over just yet. Now this time, take the hand out like you've got a big wing here. Now we get to enjoy this full range here. So you'll take a breath in and then exhale, reaching all the way up. Oh, that feels good. Now we're going to thread the needle underneath, taking that shoulder down towards the floor. And again, inhale, sweep it on up, keeping that arm nice and straight, following the hand as it goes underneath. Just one more. Inhale, sweep it on up. And exhale. Pressing yourself back up, and now we get to swap hands over. So any sort of wriggles of the wrists that you need to do there. Set down the arm that's closest to me now, and then your back arm, fingertips to temples. Inhale here to prepare. And then exhale, belly button to spine. Start to follow that elbow. You might notice that you've got more range on this side or maybe less. Or it might just feel pretty much same. Just notice whatever you notice. Using your exhale. And back. Let's try to keep a little bit of space around the ears and the shoulders. Just another 2. And 1. Taking that arm out nice and long, reaching out through the fingertips and then reaching up to the sky. Exhale, taking it down, taking that bottom shoulder down, maybe the forehead. Unraveling, sweep it up to the sky. And exhale, taking it down. One more here. And exhale. Making your way back up. Taking one last cat-cow here, or kind of moving into the sides. However you need to move, just shake that one out. And then we'll grab a hold of our block or our pillow. So we're going to come to a seated position now. So I want to give you a few options here if sitting cross-legged isn't an option for you. So if you can sit like this, someone's joining us. Hang on a second. Wrong class. Alrighty. So if sitting cross-legged like this isn't an option, as I said earlier before, you're going to sit up nice and tall. Feet will come out in front. All right, so I'm going to sit cross-legged because it's not too bad for me. And I want you, wherever you are, just to ground down through your sit bones. So find that heaviness through the pelvis and then try to find length. So you're lifting up out of the hips, finding a nice tall spine. So we're going to come in for a nice mermaid stretch. So pressing your left hand down or wherever you're reaching now. So pressing into the mat and then lifting up. So you're scooping or rounding through the ribs rather than dumping down. It looks really simple, it looks really easy, but there's a lot more work involved. If you're feeling a little bit necky, just take your eye gaze down. And then using your tummy muscles, I want you to come back and stack the spine. We're going to go back over to the left. And then restack the spine. So I want you to engage those tummy muscles here. We're not just flapping the arms around. Exhale. Let's go for another 2. And last one. Take your left hand and then bring it across your body. So even if your legs are out straight, you can still do this. It'll just be up a little higher. Swing yourself back over to the front. Take that first stretch again. And then as you exhale, come through center and then take that twist. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, stacking the spine. Add that twist. 1 more here. Keeping those sit bones nice and grounded. Don't let that hip lift off. And then coming back through center. We're going to take it over to the other side now. Right hand plants down. Press the mat away. Lift up first. Find that lift from underneath. And then reaching nice and long. I find that when you press against the mat, it kind of gives you that leverage to lift off a little bit. Come on up, stack the spine. And reaching over again. And lifting back up. 1 more here. Really breathing deeply here into the side waist here. Stacking the spine and then take it across your body, right hand to left knee. Let's add those 2 together. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale. Add that twist. If you're sitting cross-legged and your hip flexors are starting to grip, mine are too, just stop. Give the legs a little shake. We need that constant reminder just to let go. We don't need to grip through our hips all the time. 1 more here. And then finally coming back. If you are on your block, just remove it. If you're on your pillow, uncross the legs and just give them a little shake, shake, shake. I'm going to spin around just so you can see me. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right. So if you find sitting up nice and tall like this quite challenging, like you get a bit of pain, that's just so loud. Too much disco. If you find if it's really like quite a struggle to stay lifted for long periods of time, I want you to shove this block right in, or your pillow right in. It's just a little reminder to stay lifted. So as you start to kind of collapse, it'll start to move. Alrighty, now I'll get you to grab your second pillow or your ball, pop it in between the legs around your knees, and I want you to flex your toes. Scooping through the tummy, so this lift through the abdominals, placing just one hand on top of the other, and then roll the shoulders back and down. From here, I want you to think of you're rolling in towards yourself first. So you're scooping and rolling, and then once you can't go any further, that's when you start to lean forwards, okay? So rather than just going bang like this, we're gonna start with a nice tall spine. Scoop ourselves into a tiny little ball until we can't go any further, and then we reach a few centimeters. Now, it's not about who can touch their toes. It's about these opposing energies from being stretched to the back to the front. Those hamstrings are going to love you. Please breathe on this one. So we'll stack the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, scooping, rolling, chin towards the chest. Draw your ribs in. We've done this one before. Actually, we've done this one a few times. And then once you can't go any further, I want you to take a nice deep breath here. And then exhale, pull your belly button in so hard it starts to attach to your spine, and then you roll yourself back up the ball move. Roll the shoulders open, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Slowly, slowly, slowly rolling yourself out. Pardon? Was that a question?
Could you hear me?
Yeah, Dawn, I can hear you.
I'm telling my dog to go away.
Okay. The dog can do Pilates. I thought I put you on mute. It scared me.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It scared me. Last one here. Those legs should be feeling nice and warm. And stacking the spine. Alrighty, just pop your ball out of the way. Take your legs now as wide as the mat, or maybe a little wider here. Wriggle the fleshy parts out the back so that you're sitting slightly forwards of your sit bones. And then bring one hand on top of the other so your elbows are out nice and wide. Now, flexing the toes. So toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Slight bend through the knees. So we'll inhale here. Start to rotate to one side. And then I want you to start to lengthen elbow across the body as if it's going to touch the knee. Inhale as you restack the spine. Exhale, twist over to the other side, and then try to get that nice rounding. It's actually a lot harder than it seems. Elbow to knee. So I'm not going to touch my elbow. I'm not going to touch my knee with my elbow, but that's where I'm working towards. I'm staying with that deep scoop through the tummy. And press your head into your hands. Working into the thoracic spine here. Making our obliques really do the work. Let's just go for one on either side. Inhale to stack. Exhale to twist and then reach. Coming all the way up. Back through center. Release the hands and then just give the legs one last wriggle onto the mat. Fun part, we get to come onto our backs. Yay. So grab a hold of your ball. Feet are going to be hip distance. And we're slowly going to roll ourselves down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. It's a good place to be. Just wiggle the feet in a little bit closer towards you and keep reaching your arms to the sky. Lift both of your heels up so you've got your tippy toes on the mat here. Now I want you to be in a neutral position, whatever that looks like for you. Hip bones and pubic bones are level. And then without shifting or moving through the pelvis, just bring right leg to tabletop. Tap it down. Lift right leg back up again. And then tap it down. So there shouldn't be any real movements or wiggles through the midsection here. We'll just do another 2 like this and then we'll swap to the left. Keeping it nice and small. And then bringing your left leg up. Notice what happens in this transition. There's quite a lot going on, but not to the eye. A little tap and lift. Just another 2. And 1. So keeping yourself on your toes, Bring your right leg to tabletop, pull tummy in, and then your other leg to tabletop. Keep reaching those arms. Now we're going to stretch left leg out nice and long. Stretch, point out through the toes. Now your leg might be up here, or it might be down here. It might be somewhere in between. Whatever feels good for you. Now just draw it back in. Exhale. Over to the other side. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch. And then back in. So if you can feel a gap being created, and you've probably taken the leg a little bit too low, I want you to really imprint. No space underneath. Now from here, we're going to take both arms behind us. As one leg straightens, the arms go behind. Now, can you keep that scoop through the lower abs the whole time? Ribs shouldn't be popping. Inhale, exhale. Full breaths out. We want to try to keep our entire leg active here. So point the toe nice and hard. If you're a cramper, if your toes or your feet cramp, flex them. That's going to help a little bit. Let's go for another 3, 2, 1. And we are resting. Just bring the knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. We're just going to place our prop in between the knees. Feet will come down. Brush your Achilles so you know that you're in the right position. And then just let the hands come down by your side. Opening. From here, scoop your pelvis. Tuck the tailbone. And then lift your hips. Coming up into a nice bridge here. Got a long line from the knees down to the hips to the shoulders. Now we're going to pop the hips down and then lift them up. So we've got a little squeeze and lift. Now I'm just going halfway to full, half to full, okay? Trying not to let the pelvis kind of move side to side, just straight up and down. So we're just going to stay with that one, squeezing through the inner thighs. Good. Exhale to lift. Nice. We've got another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up at the top of 1. Now squeeze your inner thighs together. So we're squeezing in, in, in. Good. Without letting the pelvis drop here. Tummy is on. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to drop the pelvis halfway again. Squeeze and lift. We're going straight into it again. Glutes are firing, quads are on, inner thighs are doing their job. Just another 5 and 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it. We know what's coming, those little squeezes here. Notice if one leg wants to try and take over, the dominant side's trying to squeeze a little harder. Let's find an even balance. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. Woo! Bring those knees up in towards your chest. Take a little moment here. You can move our prop out of the way. And now we get to do some single leg work. How fun is that? Let's start with the leg that's maybe not so strong. So let's choose our weaker side. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to lift ourselves up into that bridge again. So bracing through the core, coming straight up. Now, the leg that is not so strong is going to stay put. And our stronger side, we're going to lift the heel up first. And then from here, keeping the pelvis nice and steady, floating the leg to tabletop. Just holding here. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap the toe, lift it back up. Just another 4. And tap. 3. And tap. Final 2, breathe through it. Last 1, we have 5 little pulses down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop the toe down and the heel. Don't let yourself drop. We're staying in that bridge. Coming straight over to that other side. Lift the heel. Lift the toe. We're holding here. Just have a little peek. Make sure those hips are even. We tap it down and lift and 4. Last 3, 2, don't let those hips drop. 1, pulse it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot goes down, lift the hips high. 1 last breath here. And then we'll roll ourselves down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're down. Awesome work. That one's a burner. Bring those legs up into your chest. We're just going to do a quick little glute stretch there. So we'll take one ankle up and over to the knee, interlace the hands, and take a little rock from side to side. Ooh. Doesn't help that I did some of this morning as well. Feeling a double burn, and then I've got one straight after as well. Swap those legs over for our number 4 stretch. Take a little rock here. You can really feel the glute when you add that little rock. Woo. Alrighty. Once we've done that one, we're going to roll ourselves up and over, making our way onto our front. So we're going to work now with the back chain of the body. So when you lay on your front, I want you to just like wiggle the legs out. So you're really lengthening out of the hips here. Elbows are going to come out nice and wide. So we're making like a goalpost shape with the arms. We're at 90 degrees. So just make sure that your elbows are in line with the shoulders. Place the feet down nice and heavy, and then press your pubic bone into the mat and your hip bones into the mat as well. From here, we're going to take a breath in and just lift the head and shoulders here. Now think of your shoulders sliding down the back here. We've got a nice long neck. And if you have a tendency of cranking into the neck, I want you to look down. Slowly lower yourself back down. Now squeeze your glutes on. You don't want to be feeling lower back here at all. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So the more you do this, the more we repeat this. You might find coming up a little bit higher feels good for your spine. You might find that it doesn't feel good for you. So work within the range that feels right for your body today. And just remember, it might not be the same as it was, a month ago, or what it will be in a month's time. So just focus on what you really need today. If it's smaller movements, if it's bigger movements, if it's a combination of both. We really want to support our lower back when we're doing this. So imagine that you've got a $100 note between your butt cheeks. Squeeze and do not release. Last 3 here in your own time. And then once you've just finished that one, make a little pillow with your hands. Let the forehead rest on top and give the hips a sway. Now you can stop squeezing the legs. Now from here, we're going to slightly externally rotate. Okay, I want you to take your feet a little bit wider. Your hips are opening out on a small V here. Now I want you to squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes so hard that they start to float off. Now they might not come up as high, they might come up a little bit lower, that's fine. I want you to just start to engage through your glutes. Press your pubic bone and your hip bones down, and those legs are just going to float up. Takes quite a lot of energy to do this. So we're going to keep our head and our shoulders down so that we can just focus on the lower half now. With each exhale, remembering that belly button wants to draw in rather than press out into the mat. We've just got another 2. And then after your next one, we're going to combine the 2 together. Take the elbows out wide again. Firstly, we'll lift the head and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale as you lower. Like a seesaw, those legs will lift off. They lower and your top half lifts. Exhale to lower. Legs will squeeze. So if it feels good for you to go at this pace, please do. We're eventually going to work our way up just to a quicker pace. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to be flinging ourselves around like a seesaw. But if it feels good and you're feeling quite strong today, there's no lower back issues, then you can start to kind of take this into a lift. And I do look like a seesaw now, just looking at myself. If it's not for you, please just stay with the gentler version. Just going for another 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Bend your knees, give the hips a little windscreen wipe from side to side. When you're ready, bring your elbows in a little closer towards you. Tuck your toes underneath, interlace your hands. We're just going to float up onto the knees. Take a look that your elbows are directly underneath you and they're not out too wide. And then think of lifting belly button to spine. We're going to lift those knees off in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Tailbone rounds underneath. Squeeze the legs together, pulling up through the ribs. Breathe. Anything else on my list? We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. Trying not to collapse in a heap. Let's spin around onto one side. Doesn't matter which one because we get to do both. Facing me. Now we're coming into a side plank. I want to give you some modifications if your shoulders aren't too happy today. So option 1, you can just come up, lift. You can do these little lifts and lowers, or you can use your hand. Like if you've got a pillow or even a yoga block, what I find is very helpful is that you can push down at the same time. So your slightly taking some weight off. If you're feeling pretty strong today, what you're going to do is send your legs down, stack them, flex the feet, and then we're going to lift off, staying nice and strong. Alrighty, here we go. Picking your option 1 or option 2. If you're coming into your modified, hip up, or we're just holding. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Squeezing your bottom glute and your hip, so lifting up, flexing those feet. That's 15 seconds. We're going for another 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ah, shoulders are burning. Let's spin ourselves around to the other side. Now, I'm not sure if we did our better side first. I think I did my better side first, so I'm scared for what's to come. All right, choosing whatever option on your second side. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and we're cooking. Oh no, this is definitely my stronger side. It's interesting how it all works. I'm right-handed, but my left is stronger on this side. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. Bring yourself all the way up. Swing the legs around, and we will come into that shell stretch just to let everything settle. Again, just a reminder, if this isn't for you, take a cat-cow. Maybe giving the hips a little sway, really just allowing the body to move intuitively. Letting go of all of those planks, just allowing everything to just wash away now, focusing on your breath again. When you're ready, just placing your hands in front of you, gently pressing yourself up, tucking your toes underneath, and then coming into a forward fold. Fingertips will brush the floor, and then taking a little wriggle through the shoulders, getting rid of any of that excess tension. Let's take a breath in together, filling up the body. Exhale through the mouth, just let that go. One more here, inhale, filling up the lungs. And when you're ready, exhale, slowly start to roll yourself all the way up. Find the tallest version of you. Shoulders melt down the back. And that's all you guys done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel